mice, and and when before I got to the house, she's telling me the story about a field mouse got in and the dog caught it, and when she came in the door, and usually the dog comes to her to the door, but he didn't. He was standing next to the mouse, and she's like, "Oh, what's wrong?" Because she thought he was sick. My mother is definitely afraid of mice, so she said she was screaming and hollering. And how she told the story, I knew she lost her mind, like really screaming and hollering. Nicholas was upstairs. He's, in town. And she said, Nicholas came running. He was missing steps. He came running down the steps and he had his gun in his hand.
He about to shoot something up.
What's going on down here?
He about to shoot something up.
Yeah. He was like, Mom, what's wrong? What's wrong? She said, there's a mouse. He was like, really, Mom? Like, you cannot be screaming and hollering like that over a mouse. So, and you could, but if she had said, Nicholas, come downstairs, there's a mouse I need you to get, he wouldn't have paid her any attention. Mm-hmm. So they hear, when we're screaming and hollering, we didn't listen to our mothers when they were screaming and hollering.
Right, you're right.
Until we knew it was a sense of urgency. So I think we have to find a different way to speak to them,
right,
so that they are able to hear us and not womp womp. Because when my mother was fussing, all I heard was womp 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 womp. And I wasn't paying attention. I don't pay attention now when she's screaming and hollering. I mean, it's just what it is. It's just what it is. So I think with our adult children, it's just about a way of communicating with them the way we know that they'll respond or they'll hear.
It's that perspective.
So do I need to do sign language maybe?
No. It's that perspective.
Yeah.
I mean, you, just like Dave did a great job of explaining of how do I answer this question? You want me to answer as my 16-year-old me or my 40-year-old me? The lens in which we view things helps us to be able to not only understand but communicate what is really important. And it's not just so much that we want to be heard, but we also want to communicate something that they can actually use later on, because it's going to help them in the long run. When you're not here, when they have their own home, it's important to cut your grass. You're going to get fines if you don't. It's going to be certain things, repercussions that you're going to have to deal with if you don't learn these things at the proper time. Otherwise, you're going to, wind up being out here looking like so lame.
And I think with our adult children, they need to see. We just have to find a different way to speak to them. And for mothers, and especially like you and your oldest, it was just you and him for a long time.
Yeah.
So it's, there's a different dynamic there.
That's what really bothers me the most, because we actually grew up together.
Yeah.
So you should be
a sister. You're like a sister mom.
No, not a sister mom.
Not a sister.
Mom.
To you not a sister mom.
No, I don't think he thinks of her
knows
like that.
He doesn't think of me like that at all.
Yeah, you got some sisters that's bullyish and like moms, and you may not be thinking that way, but a man will. My mother's 18 years older than me, right? So for me, my grandmother was my mom.
Okay.
But my mom, she's my mom. I respect her, but she still is like she's almost like a sister, because I see things that she's gone through, and she sees things that I go through, and we talk on a level where we can have those talks. But it's not to be disrespectful. It was at the time I was feeling myself too. I was 17, 18 years old, and my mom would say something, and I'd be like, "Oh man, whatever. Mother didn't say it, so I don't even think about you. I'm gonna do what I want to do, Because my grandmother ruled with the more of the iron fist. I'm not saying that you don't, because I trust that you do throw a shoe or two. But the idea of being close in age and also being from you. I mean, whatever you don't like about him is probably a lot of you. Because just as rough and aggressive as you come, I bet that kid is the same way.
No, but I'm not aggressive though. I'm not like you're getting this really? Now, but I'm not aggressive. When it comes to kids, I'm not aggressive at all. Like, at all.
Don't change the fact that whatever you are, it's in him too. And let that lie go. We ain't get straight by no light. Let it go.
Listen,
the light didn't hit.
I have heard you talk to him on the phone like, if you don't.
Listen. listen.
Don't call it lightning down.
Listen. I want you to understand. Like, my kids know.
Jesus,
like, I'm
that's
very... When I grew up in the household that I lived in, my parents were very, very strict. There was a lot of yelling. There was a lot of chaotic stuff, which is what I did not want my children to experience. So I did not express those things. Mm-hmm. I actually, like, I sit down and we have one-on-one conversations with my kids, and we actually talk about it. Now, I don't get hype and amp until after I've asked you 5 times.
Yeah.
5 times. Like, I'm very calm. I'm very, like, Jose will get upset. He'll just get them straight together. But me, like, literally, I have to ask you 5 times for you to do something. And as being your mom, as being the one that whenever you need something, whenever you want something, if you need this done, whatever you need, at the drop of a dime, I'm coming to your rescue and I'm coming to help you out or whatever you need, because that's the mom in me.
Yeah.
But if I ask you to do one simple thing that's not going to take you out of your way, it's not going to do nothing else. Hold on. It's not going to do anything. You should be willing to do that. And if a chick with you that don't see that, she don't even, you need to kick her to the curb.
That's the sense of entitlement that they have.
Is she the reason he's not doing it though?
And that's another thing I want to talk about. You got to be with somebody that wants to motivate you. Like, you need to motivate each other. And if she not motivating you, then why are we doing this? Like, you need to be a person. Like, y'all need to motivate each other. Like, I should be saying, oh yeah, I need you to go to school. I'm sorry. I need you to go to school. I need you to go, better yourself. Cause we both should be on the level. Not we both down here. Like, what's going on? This generation is retarded. I'm sorry, Lord. I didn't mean to say that.
Mature.
Yeah.
I still think that's mature, Mar, talking. Because at 20, I wasn't so much... I'm a different person now. I'm looking for something in a partner. That's one of the qualities.
Okay.
Somebody who, number one, holds me accountable, gets me together when I'm not together, and vice versa.
Right.
You know, but at 20... it was more about curves.
Mm-hmm. And I'm out for myself. Yeah.
And it really wasn't about that mature piece. I wasn't looking for somebody to compliment me. Mm-hmm. I was just looking for somebody that looked good.
So that's just...
and was willing to hear what I was saying.
So is that just the man side? Because, I mean, like, just speaking on like me being a 18-year-old mom, I was not looking for that. I was looking for somebody that I can build with. Stability.
But I think that's a different scenario.
Yeah. Okay.
And no kids.
But
hey, by the way, nephew, cut the grass, man. I'm just gonna keep it real. Cut the grass, bro. I love you, man. Cut the grass, and then we ain't gotta talk.
You were thrown into maturity. You were thrown out there because you had a baby. You were a single mom. Mm-hmm. There was a lot of maturing and growing that you had to do
instantly.
Yeah. So it's a different scenario. O's been raising his hand.
Oh, what you got to say?
So this is going to go a little bit into that favorite vein of mine. But do you realize everything that you said is exactly what the Bible says Jesus has been to us? He was there when you needed him. Mm-hmm. He brought you into this world. Every time you get into a situation, he's there. When you need breath, he's there. When you need food, he's there. All those things that you talked about there that he pressed you on, that this kid is bringing out of you, it refines you. It's like literally he's the agitation to make you better. You want patience? Maybe you asked for patience at one point and don't remember. This is building that. Is it something else that's going on where when Jesus said, if anybody follow after me, you must bear his own cross. You're bearing crosses when you have these situations with your children, with your boss, with whomever might be causing you agitation like that, where you have to grow in spaces that you may not want to. And it's making you better, but at the same time, you're fighting it. Okay. So it could be that you are just being made into the person that you've been resisting, but yet wanting to be. Because it takes these kind of workouts for you to be able to get past all the frustration. When you know you really want to cuss him out and you have to find other words to speak to elevate your thinking because you've gone to school and graduated. Congratulations, by the way. All that was put to all that gets put to the test when you're in those difficult situations. So now you have to use that. Use that maturity, use that skill, use those gifts, use those vocabulary words so that you can rise above the situation and not let the outside impact the inside. You work from the inside out.
So we know what the Bible says. We do. And that was very eloquently said. But when we disobey God,
Yes, Jesus. Hallelujah.
and we're going to take a break. Oh, well, we're going to keep talking for a few more minutes. When you disobey God,
Jesus. Yes.
He will give you a child to help.
and he chastens those that he loves. So you chasing, honey.
Where that thunder sound at?
All of that is good. All of that is good.
Oh my
All of
God.
that is good.
Lord.
But you remember that scripture here. And now we're going to take a break. We'll be right back.
Yo, what's up?
Baby, let's go.
Yo, what's up? You're listening to the Drip Podcast with Nick, Mar, Free, and O. Keep it locked every Saturday at 10 a.m. Let's go.
Let's go. This is your radio. Your station.
Welcome to the Drip.
I wish we could record all of the stuff that we say when we're not on the mic. But did you get that, Mar? Yeah.
Yes, Jesus.
We can repeat it in case you didn't, because I know the spirit of Bernie Mac was up in here. We had a nice song selection from Minister Kanye. He came through. All of that.
Did.
Cut
Y'all
the
are
grass. Or you go get your...
You can't even sing it right.
He is not.
I'm the deacon on the front pew. That's why I'm not in the pulpit.
That's right.
The
Stay
one
down.
with got 2 fingers missing.
And
Two
one
fingers.
tooth.
Yeah,
happened
you know the old
'Cause
deacons all taught shop and stuff, and then they cut their
That's-
finger off
Thank
and
you
shop.
very
God.
much. On disability
wrong with
right
y'all?
now.
Yeah.
Check coming in the mail
They're
tomorrow.
like stand up there like they're telling you how to use a saw. Hold it like this. Well, I know you know how to do it.
And every time a fly by his ear, he jump.
Crazy.
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 So disciplining our adult children. It's a task.
It is, y'all. I don't have that problem, though.
Oh, you will.
I know. That's why I'm
It's
listening.
coming.
I'm listening.
And you have girls.
Pray for me. And one boy.
Oh, you do have a boy.
Yeah, he the baby. He terrible. I'm ready. We're working on it, though.
Yeah, it's coming.
I'm scared.
No, don't be scared.
I
Just be
am.
prepared.
I'm going to try. Okay,
Yeah.
I like that. Don't be
prepared.
scared. Be prepared.
That's why you have to go to church now.
Okay.
That's why you have to pray to Jesus.
Learn all the scriptures now.
All right.
The
Then
Lord
I can
does
yell
love.
those instead of what I really want to say. I got you.
Or you can
You
call
pray
O
for
and
them
say,
that
hey,
despitefully
give me a word
use you.
of Amen.
What's the word of the day, O?
I told y'all that earlier.
And that's the word of the day, people.
Oh my God.
So, but do you have problems with your adult daughter? Do you see a vast difference? Are they like night and day when you ask her to do something? And see, and here's the thing. I think when they get older, like my aunt said, we need to start suggesting and not telling, because even at work, if somebody is constantly telling us to do stuff, we don't take it well.
Right.
And our children are the same way.
Right.
You can suggest to me all day long, say, hey, well, what do you think about this? Or do you think we need to do this? You don't have to come so politically with your children, I don't think, but we have to have a different tone with them. But with because Tyshawn and Marzea, they're
No, Tyshawn is the oldest.
Yeah.
Marseille is the next one.
is the middle.
Yeah.
All right.
And then Zay is
Do you see a difference in dealing with her?
I see a difference in all of them, but it's always like they compare each other. So it's like, oh, Tyshawn did this, so it's okay that I do this. No, it's not okay. You come in my house after midnight, young lady, I'm going to break your legs. I'm just telling you, ain't nothing open after midnight. Legs anyway. So we not going to come in the house after midnight.
Okay then.
Yeah.
I'm just keeping it real. I am. But like she
How old is she?
18. She just turned 18.
Oh, she's not even old enough to drink, so yeah, she needs to be home at 12.
She has her mind is that one right there. That one's a little touch. She touched by an angel. Like seriously, you think I'm like Jesus? What is going on with this one right here?